The Pentagon has informed that the US administration believes it is hard to see a way forward for a negotiated settlement with the Afghan Taliban unless the militant group meets its commitments under a 2020 deal. This comes as despite stepped-up diplomacy to end the war, including Afghan peace talks taking place in Doha, killings of civilians in Afghanistan have increased.
The US administration believes it is hard to see a way forward for a negotiated settlement with the Taliban unless the militant group meets its commitments under a 2020 deal. Although Washington remains committed to the effort, the Pentagon said on Thursday. Killings of civilians in Afghanistan's conflict rose to more than 2,900 last year, the country's Human Rights Commission has said, despite stepped-up diplomacy to end the war, including peace talks taking place in Doha. The deaths are part of a wider increase in violence that threatens a delicate peace process, undermining international calls for a ceasefire as the Afghan government takes part in peace negotiations with the Taliban.
I said the Taliban are not meeting their commitments to reduce violence and to renounce their ties to al-Qaeda. They are not meeting their commitments. And as long as they're not meeting their commitments, it's going to be difficult for anybody at that negotiating table to meet their commitments. In fact, it wouldn't be the wise course. I mean, we obviously are still committed to ending this war.
The February 2020 agreement with the Taliban calls for a complete US troop withdrawal by May 2021 in return for the insurgents fulfilling security guarantees. This came as US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, in a phone conversation with Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, discussed the Afghan peace process and the US commitment to an enduring US-Afghan partnership, the US State Department said in a statement on Thursday. Blinken shared that the United States is reviewing the February 2020 US-Taliban agreement and whether the Taliban are living up to their commitments to cut ties with terrorist groups, to reduce violence in Afghanistan, and to engage in meaningful negotiations with the Afghan government and other stakeholders.